Shall I start?
Yes.
I remind myself every morning, nothing I say. This day will teach me anything. So, if I am going to learn, I must do it by listening. I am ready and kept my mind fresh to store the most important ideas from our educational speaker. I hope you're also excited to know more things today and a later morning to all. So the Toastmasters International's mission is we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. So we build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. So we provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence and personal growth. So, our division and a Toastmasters is acute to develop successful teams, enhance a club quality, establish, support new club conduct, quality educational session. And I'm sure Division I, a newly created division, is doing everything that we need with the guidance of our Division I director, DTM Priyanka. So, this is the episode of Thrive, a Division I initiative. Priorly, the educational sessions was conducted on humorous and evaluation contests by Toastmaster Attila Rabin, the 2023 to 24 contest finalist in District 120. And following that, two Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas, District 120 2022 to 23 finalists have conducted evaluation contests. So today, we are going to have education session on tips and tricks to win the table topic contest by Distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas 2019 District 102 Table Topics Contest winner. The receiving process begins with the giving. Become a giver, a consistent giver of love and wisdom. Here we have DTM, the Distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas, the wisdom giver, a John Maxwell certified leadership coach, speaker, and DISC trainer. He's passionate about growth, building strong teams, and creating a growth environment and leadership culture in organizations. Here we and he served as District 1 or 2 Director in term 2021 to 22, the Toastmasters International, Malaysia. He was also won the District 1 or 2 Table Topics Contest 2019 and Evaluation Contest 2024. He was also recognized as Toastmaster of the Year for the term 2022-23 to 2024. I also want to add the timing details for this session. The time duration of an educational speaker is 30 to 40 minutes. At 30 minutes, I'll show green card. At 35 minutes, I'll show yellow card. And at 40 minutes, I'll show red card. After the session, we also have Q&A sessions. The time limit is 10 minutes. So at 8 minutes, I'll show green card. At 9 minutes, I'll show yellow card. And at 10 minutes, I'll show red card. Without any delay, I hand over the meeting to Distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sakthi, and thank you so much, Priyank, for inviting me. Good morning, everyone. Right, I can see some people turning on the videos. Those who haven't turned on the videos, it will be nice if you can turn on the videos so we can have much more interactive session. Yes, thank you so much. Hi, Venkat. Hi, Karthik. Sivakumaran. Hi, Lenovo. Very expensive person. I know you're very rich. If you can rename yourself. Okay. Hi, KP. I've got no idea, but okay, something good. Okay, other people, I hope you quickly turn on your videos. All right. Okay, Sivakarma is so good, right? He's also bringing a future Toastmaster with him. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about myself. My name is Srinivas. I'm originally from New Delhi, born and brought up there. My parents are from Andhra, so I'm a Telugu, but I'm living in Malaysia for 20 plus years now because my wife and kids are Malaysians. Okay, so half of my life was in India, half of my life is kind of in Malaysia now. Now, just put in the chat box, how many of you are here to learn how to win a table topics contest? If yes, then yes. If no, then no. Okay. Okay, we have few yeses. Okay, so far only 3 people want to win. Okay, good. Otherwise, I thought top 3 already there. In coming years, yes, you are not eligible for now. All right. Okay. All right. Good. Good. All right. Thank you so much. All right. The why I'm saying is because I'm going to share a session, but more, it's going to be more like a story. Why? Because I believe in Toastmasters, we have stories to share. Right now, I believe you will be able to see my screen. Okay. Long time ago, when I joined Toastmasters in 2015, February, I joined Toastmasters as a charter member of my club called Mad Toastmasters Club then. And when I joined in March, there was a competition or contest. I was such a new Toastmaster, I had no idea what is this. My club members, or in those days, my club mentor said, hey, this is a good thing, you should go. So me and the few new members, we were there. We were sitting and watching. It was division contest. I am a new Toastmaster. I don't know what is the division. All I know is my club. That's it. And I was sitting there and I saw these 2 people on the stage doing great speeches. They were funny. They were interesting. People were laughing. We are having good time. And I thought that was so wonderful. As they were speaking on the stage, I had a dream. One day I will be up there. That's it. I had no idea what kind of contest is this, what are the rules and all. I said, no, one day I will be up there. All right. But things changed. Few months later, I was asked to become area director and I became one. Then division director, the other things. So I wasn't eligible to contest for a few years. But then in 2018, there was an opportunity. That was the first time I contested. Yeah, 3 years after my joining Toastmasters. And I said, okay, this is my year, I will contest. And I contested. Club, division, area, division, all done. And I was a district finalist. So dream came true? Yes. Guess who was else in that room? The same person who competed 5 years ago, 4 years ago on the stage, and I admired him, and I'm competing against him. His name is Steven Fernando. By then, I know that he has been to US few times representing Malaysia. He has been district champion for about 7 or 8 times in all the categories, international, humorous, table topics, evaluation, every category he has filled more than once. And I'm competing against the person I admired for so many years. Guess what? I didn't win. I didn't win. No first, no second, no third, nothing. And I said, okay, let's try one more year. And things changed. In 2019, finally, when I went up, I won. And I was feeling great about it. Why? Because of that, the dream finally came true. And I'm sure all of you know the person other side, past international president Deepak Menet, and he was there just before he became international president to Malacca in Malaysia. And I won, another Toastmaster friend there. And that was a time I'm like, that is great. And now I'm going to share what will help or what worked in those 4 years of preparation to win the 2-minute speech. Are you ready? Yes, yes. Okay. Impromptu speaking. Now, starting with, we all know that everybody has a fear of public speaking. So I'm not going to ask you, do you have a fear of public speaking? We have, all of us, including me, we all have fear of public speaking. Now, I want you to put in chat box something related to impromptu speaking. What is your number one fear related with impromptu speaking? Answers in the chat box. Number one fear related to impromptu public speaking or Toastmasters or anywhere. Anywhere, if you were asked to speak, what is your number one fear? Okay. Typing. Irrelevant to the topics. Yes. Getting stuck with flow of thoughts. Short of content. Okay. Other people no fear? Not right. Or still typing. Very long fear. Right. Those who are videos turn off, you can still type. Right. The people know, am I nervous or I'm not confident? Of course they will know. because you know. Okay, they will know. It's just that how less they know is better. Okay, so Gaurav, yes, I have been through most of these fears. I'm all of us can relate with these fears. Sometimes a topic will come and you look at the topic, I have nothing to say. I don't understand it. English wise, I understand it, but content wise, I got no clue. We will have topics like this. Okay. We will have topics where we think we know. As we start speaking, we don't have anything much to say. Okay. We will go through that part there. Right. And then we will have the topic where we think that I can speak, but as you start speaking, we know that we are talking nonsense. The public doesn't know. We know that. We know we are talking rubbish and we don't know what to do because that's exactly what's coming out of the mouth. All right. Sometimes we're unfamiliar with the topic. And sometimes we have a great story, great message. The words don't come up. It's like the Scrabble. You have the letters. It just cannot put together and make those words. We have those kind of things happening. So few things we will learn today. All right. So let's go to the next slide. Number one, I strongly believe M&M's, it's a nice chocolate, but more than that, I believe we have to excel in one of these things. Every speech has matter and manner, or we call it the king and queen, right? The content and delivery. I call it matter and manner, easier to remember, which means the matter is the content. Manner is the way you deliver. All of us, we are good with one of it, naturally good with one of it. The other one, we are okay. We are okay. Now you have to find out first, what is your strength? What is your strength? Is your strength matter? The content, the research, the stories, the idea, the perspective, or is your strength manner, the way you do it, the stage language, the body, the voice, the pause? You have to find out, and you have to be honest with yourself. This is my strength. That is one of the things my friends told me, and they told me very honestly in Toastmasters. He said, I have no idea what you spoke, but that was interesting. Loved your energy. So I said, what do you mean? He said, I don't know what you're talking about, but your energy was good. So I took it in a nice way. My strength is energy. Okay. Point noted. Why it is important. 4, 5, 6, 7 contestants in the contest, or 8, depending on club or area division. District will have about 7, 8 contestants. And if you are the 7th or 8th, trust me, they have heard enough of the speech. That's where energy matters, because you are literally the last contestant after 1 or 2 hours. It matters in evaluation and in table topics as well. The last few contestants, energy matters. Okay. Or the content part of it. The other element of is that if strength is not, if matter is your strength, which is not mine that time, guess what? You have to do a few things. Read every day. Do I say read a book? Yeah, maybe. All right. And not only just read, when you read books, articles, even when you watch on YouTube or Facebook or some stories, some interesting things, talk to people. Talk to people. I'm not saying this on speeches. Tell your friends. Repeat the same inspirational story you have heard. For example, I'll tell you one story. Have you heard of the story of Nokia? Everybody has a story of Nokia, that how it was one of the big companies once upon a time, and then it is no more a big company, right? Now, I heard another story of Nokia. Long time ago, there was this engineer, software engineer who hired. He was very bored. Since he was so bored, he designed a game for Nokia, the snake game. Everybody knows Nokia because that was the only game we all played at the first phone, right? So he designed, because he was very bored, and he designed the game, he put it in the phone, and then the people in the factory who tested the phone loved it. Why? They got finally something to do when they're testing it. But the management was very rigid. Because the management was very rigid, they decided, we are a telecommunication company. Let's shut off the games. This is not the place for phones. And guess what? Next production, no game in the Nokia phone. More than 50% of the staff protested and said, we want the game back. The management had no choice to bring the game back. That's why we all got to play. And that is a game which every person I have met knows the game. Loved it or not, don't know, but that's a game everybody has played in the world. The first game we all play, the snake game of Nokia. Now, let me ask you one thing. Story interesting, right? What is the message you can come up? Not my message. With this story, what is the one message you can tell the audience in the chat box? What is the one message you can tell the audience from this story? Nobody? Somebody? Right. There is nothing irrelevant. Correct. That's a good one. Innovation wins in business. Being innovative. Take it easy. Don't be serious all the time. Play a game. Yes, that is one thing. And guess what? Today, how many of you buy a phone because you can make a call? Is that the criteria? No, right? Come on, that's by default. We buy a phone, memory, camera, right? Space, how much videos I can download and play. The speed. Trust me, calling people is the last of the options nowadays. Most of them don't even call. This generation just stays on text. Right? Again, so what I talked about this, when I talk about leadership things, I talked about the management didn't have growth mindset, right? If I want to do the same story and I say that they were not innovative, like some of you mentioned, all right? Another thing is that they were not open to new ideas, right? Oh, another thing was that the boss of this young man was very good. That's the reason he came up with the game and they launched the game. Next lesson, if you are bored, try something new. So what happens? You have one story, multiple messages. That is a part we have to learn in table topics. All of you have a lot of stories. But my thing is that what is the one message you can give where other people can't give? So number one is collect your stories. I don't say you have to write it, make a diary, because you're not going to go and read it. But as long as you know. So if you listen to a story like this, tell. So take the story, tell somebody, but with your message. Story, I heard somewhere, I read somewhere. Now you heard from me. Tell the story to somebody, some speech somewhere, or even in conversations, but bring it with your message. That becomes your impromptu speaking. Look into the situation and say, what's the point I want to make it? Then comes, that is a matter. The manner, we know that with excitement, with pause, with elements, we definitely do that because there are scoring for judges in manner as well. Okay. But the majority of people get attracted is how you take a one simple story from your life or other people's life and add it. The other element or technique is called Oreo, right? What is an Oreo? It's called start with an opinion. Any topic given, you will have an opinion. So let me ask in the group, health versus wealth. If that's a topic, let me give you a topic. Health is more important than wealth. What will be your opinion? Yes? No? What will be your opinion? Health is more important than wealth. Yes, yes. Okay. Let's see. Both are important. Different opinion. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay. Now think, if 6 of you are taking part in table topics and all of you say, yes, health is important, the judges are bored after third speaker. Correct or not? You tell me, yes or not? Everybody talk about exercise, health. I will go and say, wealth is important. And all of you thinking, really? Yes. Wealth of friends is important. Wealth of relationship is important. Wealth of wisdom is important. Wealth of knowledge is important. The question never said wealth of money, right? What if you had all the health, but no friends? What if you had all the money in the world, but you do not have the wisdom to know what to do with it? So I will speak about that perspective. Understand? Now, It's different perspective, same topic. So when you talk about opinion, don't just say yes and no. Twist the questions. Twist the question in a way that people are like, new perspective. I never thought from it. People appreciate that. Bringing up perspective is important. Delivering it is more important. So a mix of both. Okay, right? So first thing is your opinion. But as you give your opinion, you start giving your reason. Otherwise, it's just an opinion. You think so. Then you start listing why you think, like why I think wealth of all these things are important. Why wealth of relationships? I will talk about friendships. I will talk about the community of Toastmasters. I will talk about my friends, what we learn together, grow together. Because wealth of friendship or relationships is important for me. Right? Health is good, yes. But without all of this, that is nothing. So we talk about all those people. So I will ask the judges a question or the audience a question. Would you want to be wealthy and alone? Would you want to be healthy and alone? Or would you want to be wealthy with friends and okay health? Now, people don't know yes or no, but again, it will make them think. You understand that part of it? That is what we talk about, perspective. So as you start giving, next important, you start giving example. Why example? Examples are very crucial because they make story alive. That I remember a time. People are like, okay, tell me, when I was young, this is what happened. I remember a time when I was young. I don't remember the gifts I received from my friends during my birthday, but I remember the games we played. I remember the things we did in school. I remember how you bunked the classes or how you escaped the things, how we cheated. I remember those moments and memories. Honestly, I don't remember which restaurants we had food, but I remember hanging out on streets and having great food or sharing food with each other because we didn't have enough money. You bring up those memories. That how one time you didn't have enough money, then you had one plate to order and we shared. So those kind of stories, people are like, yes, I know, I can relate with that. I can relate with that kind of thing. One time, that's what me and my friend, in those days when I was a teenager, my friend, because I studied in Tamil school for my secondary, from 9th to 12th, and my friends wanted to watch this movie Shiva in those days, 90s. It's a gangster Shiva, right? So, and I'm like, okay, so we went, we fought, we finally got into the people crowd and finally took the first day first show ticket. Wasn't easy, right? Getting the first day first show ticket of a very hit movie wasn't easy, but that whole experience is wonderful. Why? Because it was middle of the school time and we escaped from the school, changed the clothes, changed the shirt and put in the bag. And then we watched the movie, then went back to the school because the first period and the last period was the same teacher. So cannot miss. So first we attended, missed the whole time. Last we came back, attended it. A story. You understand that? So these are things you bring up in your reason. All right. And why? And that create a wealth of relationships, the bonding between the friends we had. Yeah, it wasn't the best way to do that, but once in a while it's okay. Understand? So that is called the example I will give in this story. Like, the wealth of friendships I had was amazing. And then, of course, in the end, the message, what you want to leave with the audience. That is one. So that's an Oreo technique. Another technique is that past, present, future. We can always start with either of it. We can start with past, when I was growing up. Yeah? When I was growing up, this is what happened. When I was young, I saw this thing. And when I was a teenager, this one happened. I learned, right? It's like when I was a kid, I would see the planes flying and I would say bye to them. And how many of you have done that? We have done that, right? When we were young kid, we were said bye to the plane. Yeah, that time common sense is not there. The knowledge is not there. So we would say bye to the plane, hoping that they can see us. So when I took my first flight to Malaysia, guess what? I waved, knowing that nobody can see me. But because I used to do it as a kid. Right? And today I'm living here. So past, present, and then future, what I want to do. Future, I want to go here, all those things and all. So that becomes a speech. The past, the present, and then the future. And you mix it up and say what you want to do one day. That is one way you build your speech. Why? Because this speech will become personal. You cannot speak of somebody else's past. Your past is the best one. Why? Number one, nobody knows it. So whatever you tell, they'll believe it. Number two, you can tweak a little bit. Not lying it, tweak a little bit. The details, the dates, the age, little bit. Nobody cares if you're 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. Doesn't make a difference. Tell the story. Tell the story. That's it. Nobody cares that when you were in 15 years old, what happened, or was it 17? Doesn't matter. Just tell the story. When I was 16, this is what happened. Right? And then you say, oh, this is what it is. Some people have a story. When I was 16, I saw this girl and all these things and all. And then today she's my wife. I'm like, oh, great. And next year we're going back to a school reunion and this happens. Nice story. Right? All those things and all. So past, present, future. Now, another thing is that another technique would be situation based. Okay. What happens there? Set. Now, set is something where you think of a situation. Whenever you are given a topic, you think of a situation. When you thought of a situation, in the situation, you tell how the situation was with all your emotions. You were sad or upset or angry, and what happened? Things like flight gets delayed. This is packed. You missed the bus or missed the flight or missed this thing, how you felt about the whole thing. But then what is the result? End of the day, something happened. What is your message? And sometimes you can tell people that how in bad situation you learn something, how in good situation you learn something different, how it helped you to realize that, how missing this made you a different person. It changed the way you are. And as you tell those situations, people are, oh, interesting. Why? They can relate with your situation. Number one, emotions can connect with people. And third, everybody wants a takeaway message. All right? Good. So before I continue with my further theory, we have done about 20 minutes plus now. Let's do a short practice session. All right? Just put your name in the chat box who would like to take part, and I'll give you a topic and we'll practice. Is that okay? Just put the name in the chat box so I can call you easily. Okay, Arvind, Kirti. All right, Arvind, you ready? Say hello.
Hello, sir.
Okay, a little bit more louder, Arvind.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Okay. Arvind, what do you do?
I'm finally a BCom in American College.
Okay. BCom. All right, Arvind, very simple question. What's the most important thing we can do with money? What is the most important thing we can do with money? Arvind, over to you.
Come again with the topic, please.
What is the most important thing you can do with money? Okay. Just speak about a minute. Okay. It's not a contest. Yeah.
First, money. We can do it. Money is everything in the world. So we can buy it. We can buy the freedom. We can buy with the happiness. We can do. We can buy a happiness. Money don't give you happiness directly, but we can buy through having a pleasant exposure, pleasant environment, and having a good friendship, and having a good emotions with others, having a good places. In my life, I used to go with my friends, having even going to a tea shop, having a small cup of tea gives you a happiness. But to buy the tea, we need a money. So money gives you everything, even a happiness for us. Thank you.
All right, good one, good one, good attempt, good attempt. All right, good, Arvind. All right, a little bit of feedback now. Okay, take a moment to think and what point message you want to give to the audience. All right, and you can always start with something which is common or something which people have heard it. It's okay, or something you come up with. You can always start with a story, right? Stories like money cannot buy friends, but money can buy the tea when you share with friends. right? Right? Because money can't buy
Yes,
friends, right? And then you can come up with that part of it. Then you can tell a story of what happened one day. Because in your thing, you were explaining, which is a good thing, but not enough. You got to tell a little bit of story of situation, what happened with you one day. You know, one day you were sitting with your friends, one day we're doing this thing, one day this thing, and that helped you to realize something. A story. So there, the missing part is the story part of it. And then make a closing. Always remember that. This is for everyone. Our opening sentence, think again, what is the first opening sentence you want to make? Why? It has to be strong. Closing has to be strong as well. And they should connect. So openings, right? Okay, Arvind? Okay, good.
yes,
Let's go to the next person. Kirti. KP is now.
Hi,
I understand that. Hi, Kirti. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
What do you do?
So I work in an IT company as a director.
And what kind of IT company is that?
I work in HCL Tech Madurai, a part of HCL Pandia's Toastmasters Club.
Okay, so you're part of a corporate club there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Kirti, technology will take over human beings. Technology will take over human beings. Kirti.
How many of you are 90s kid here? I'm a 90s kid. So I'm the kid, 90s kid, who got exposure to all the new technologies. So I'm the generation who got introduced to internet. I'm the generation who got introduced to smartphone. I'm the generation who got introduced to almost all the technology. But I see the fast-paced growth of the technology now. And I see that before it was like human getting introduced to the technology. Now it is in a reverse way. Technology is introducing all the humans. I think at some point of time, we may forget who we are because everything will be done by the technology called artificial intelligence. So at this fast pace of rate, I believe we should not forget we created this technology, rather technology taking over us. Thank you.
All right, good one. Thank you so much, Kirti. Your opening was very attractive, catching, right? That is a good part of it. All right. So, but I believe nowadays the contests are more physical. So always ask people to raise hand.
Okay.
Just to get it right. Or you don't even I have to ask. You just have to raise your hand. People will raise.
Okay.
That's how the mirror image works, right? If it is online, say a club level, if it is online, then you want to ask them to how do they respond? Chat box or raise hand or something. Yeah, people don't know how to respond. If it is, that happens everywhere online. Right? You have to tell them how to respond that part. So I think the closing was good. The story was good there. An example of you being a 90s kid, how everything got introduced and everything. But what was lacking is towards then, what is the one message? The message didn't stand out. There was a message, mixed messages were there. That we are the tech. I mean, we are definitely, we create the technology and everything and all, right? But there is one message to the people who are into technology, to the people who are not into technology, to the people who are not 90s, or to the people who are older than that, younger than that. What is the one message you strongly believe about human being and technology? Bring it there. Because your speech has to build towards that one message. And when you bring that message, that will be very good closing. And if you connect that with how you started the question in 90s, that will be golden circle.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. We have one more. The other people will do second round later. Okay. Sivakumaran.
Yeah. Hi, Srinivas.
Hi. Morning. Siva, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, I am an IT professional working as a manager in Accenture in supply chain verticals.
Okay.
I'm from Wake Up Chennai Club.
Okay. Okay. All right. So this is a question. Dealing with people. ... Dealing with people. ... Carry on.
If you unfold the mystery of dealing with people, I would say you have crossed 80% of path living this life. Why it is so mystical to understand people? Because we know that, right? 90% is circumstances and 10% is our own decisions. And we are dealing with people all around us, whether it is our family members or it is outsiders. When we are traveling, driving a car, when we are dealing with our team members in the office, everywhere we are dealing with people. People are the factors which are affecting us, which are impacting us, which are sometimes molding us. If we deal with good members, they are shaping us up. If we are dealing with a kind of immature people, we have to know that what is our boundaries, what is the restrictions and all. So I would say that again, I would reiterate that dealing with people is the mystical way of learning your life. Thank you, Srinivas.
All right. Thank you, to a good speech, good explanation. Now, this is what my advice to all of other speakers as well is that what we do is that this is how we were raised up. When people ask us a question, we answer it. Correct? Our education system is what? Every time somebody asks us a question, we answer it. And that's how we attempt table topics. So you answer it very well, no doubt about it. All right. What I want to see a little bit of conflict there, little bit of challenge there, little bit of concern there. Do you think dealing with people has problems? Siva, do you think dealing with people has problems?
It has its own challenges, I would say, not problems.
Just challenges there, right? Okay. So is there any specific challenge you went through throughout your career?
Yeah, many challenges.
Tell one of that. Tell one of those challenges. Tell one of the stories. And then what did that teach you about that? What did the challenge, what did the situation, what did the whole experience taught you about that? Because why? Because what you mentioned, and even other people they mentioned, is something I can read, I can hear, I can Google. But what I cannot do that is I cannot Google your story. I cannot Google your perspective. I cannot Google your experience. I cannot Google your experience and your perspective and your learning from the situation. Tell me that. That will make it your speech from your life. Right? That is one thing. Is that okay, Siva?
Yeah, perfect, Srinivas.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Now, other part of the things is that sometimes we do pros and cons. That is one of the elements we can do in table topics. Sometimes when the questions are very, very equal, who will you value more? Family or friends? Well, very close. You can't just choose one, right? So you do pros and cons kind of situation. Sometimes even with the health and wealth, the pros and cons, you can do that part there and you choose one. Or you find a middle place in pros and cons part of it, right? The whole purpose of every speech, which makes it great, is in the speech where people see that you discovered yourself. And best way is your story, your life, which tells me you discovered yourself, right? So now I want you to think of one story from your life, just one story of your life, which you can tell us in less than 1 minute. Okay, think of it. Any story means it doesn't have to be big. Remember, it's less than a minute, right? Okay, I will start with Sakthi because she was the next person. And after that, I will just, other people, if you want to take part in this session, just put your name in chat box and I can call you. Those who just joined. All right. Sakthi, think of any story of your life, anything happened in your life, less than a minute with one message. You're muted. Yep. Just start.
So the day that I have gone for a stage, so the day that I have held the mic, the day I felt the nervousness in my hand, and the day that I have seen every people's eyes and everyone's expectations on getting something from me. So it was the first day that I have given my speech for the first time on the topic need. So everybody have listened to it. That was the first time that I have realized that people are listening me. And that was the one thing that made me and that given me by my profession too. And that day have even take me to the Toastmasters. and that day have made me to become an English language trainer. So that was the day that was very special, where I discovered you. Thank you. Over to you, sir. Sir, you're on mute.
Sorry. Yes, that was a good one. You know what will make it interesting? If you put the date to the date. If you put, and you can just say that part there. 18 August 2014. The day I walked into a Toastmasters meeting. Everybody felt friendly, but I didn't trust them. And I was given the topic dream. And I talked about my dreams. Little did I know, this happened, right? Something like that. So if you put the date or something like that, everybody will pay attention to it because they can't think of anything specific about the date, but you can think. Now, sometimes you're like, I don't remember the date. That's okay. Nobody remembers the date. Nobody knows the date. Even I don't remember if it was 18th August or not when I joined and I attended Toastmasters. I just said it. Nobody's going to question you. It was 19th August. No, that's fine because you're doing the speech is original. The date little bit is fine. Just put a date and a year and it's okay. That's fair enough. Put it. And then they start asking. And they said that was the day. So I think that was a good day. The day you held the mic, the day you spoke, the day you went on the stage, right? And then you lead us. This is what my message to all of you. Yeah. One of your messages can be, I started with nervousness. I started with fear. I started with self-doubt. But that was the day I started believing in myself. That was the day I started facing my fear. That was the day I said, never ever take a step back. I will keep moving forward. That will be a nice closing. Compare past and present. Is that okay? Good. All right. So, Keshav, we're coming to you in a moment. The next part is that whenever we do a speech, right, talk with something of your expertise. Something which connects with you. Expertise only, of course, people's expertise means technical. I'm also talking about something you believe in, the values you hold on. If you believe in honesty, if you believe in determination, if you believe in something I believe in leadership. So most of my members and all over Malaysia, everybody will know if Sri is speaking, is going to be around leadership. Every speech is ready somewhere will touch leadership because I strongly believe in that part there. My post, if you watch my social media, it will be all around leadership. Why? Because I believe in that and I strongly. So guess what? Which means it's a topic that I can talk about and I can connect. So I can connect everything with leadership. Okay, literally, I can connect a biryani with leadership because that's my passion. So that's my expertise, right? So when you have something to that thing, grow to that because you will speak passionately about something which is your expertise and you're good with it. Soft skill or hard skill, doesn't matter. And as long as it's related to the audience, it's a good one. All right, so Kesha, we're coming to you. So Kesha, what do you do?
Hi, Srinivasan, sir, and fellow Toastmasters and guests here. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm a 7 years experienced person, having a varied experience in customer support department, educational counseling, and now healthcare support representative. So I am being passionate about public speaking, motivational speaking, and podcasting as well. So I'm a former educational counselor and customer support, now turned healthcare representative. Passionately, I'm into happiness, life coaching, and podcast consulting, and now a Toastmaster and public speaker too. So I have my own motivational podcast called the Anjas Mindcast, which dwells on motivation.
That's very
Thank you
good.
so much.
That's very good question. All right. So Keshwan, the topic for you is very simple.
Okay.
What motivates you? What motivates you? Keshav,
Oh,
over to you.
wow. Oh, wow. What a topic. So, what motivates me? Each and every nook and corner of whatever activities I do, whatever things I see, motivates me a lot. Be it public speaking, or be it motivational speaking, or be it podcasting. The real life series. The one major aspect of main motivation to start this motivational podcast, or whatever gigs I'm into. So one thing is that to support fellow special powered people was one main prerogative and main uh, kind of say passionate goal to support them to a greater extent, to relieve them of their worries and everything on the mindset as well as on the physical aspect. Since being I'm a special powered person, I never have felt that I'm a physically challenged person. So I want that to implement it to a next version, that you can also be your best version of them. Putting it in a short version, like I want to mold people in a uh, very bright way where they can take it forward. And that's it. Like if this topic can, I can take it to another 1 hour time also, sir. But time constraint, I'm just closing it off like this.
All right. Thank you so much, Keshav. And that is a good thing which I can now connect with it. See, when we are expertise into something, when you believe in something, we can talk hours and hours. The problem is we only have 2 minutes in table topics and 7 minutes in prepared speech. So that's where the challenge is. What is the one thing I want to talk about it now? What is that one thing? All right. I would speak. What motivates me? I said, I don't know. But I know one thing, I can find motivation in everything. I can find motivation in everything. I can find motivation in the smile of my children. I can find motivation in the anger of my wife. I can find motivation in the confused look of my friends. Something relatable, right? Something, and you could bring it up and say, and that's the whole thing, is that how you can connect with an audience. So you had a lot of things which you can talk a very long, but the part when you are experiencing something, you got to choose that, what is that one thing I want to talk about it, right? There is an old story that how did one of the greatest people who, I don't know, Michelangelo or somebody, and said, what did he do? What did he do? He said, he looks at a slab of a rock and people say, how can you make a statue out of it? He said, I don't. I just look at it and I release what is not necessary and comes out a nice statue. I cut off, I cut it off, I shred off what is unnecessary. And the necessary becomes a beautiful statue. Right? And so that's what we have to learn, is that it's not what to add in a speech, what to remove in a speech to make it more meaningful. What is the remove? So that is a challenge for all of us, right? And that's where it connects the point which is called power of stories. What is the power of stories? Everything in an element. So one of the things which is exercise which we all of us can do, every time, everything you see, do a little bit of reflection. What is the one message I can get it from this stage? Though you're walking on the street, you see a traffic jam and you look around people, look around a dog out of the car window barking at people. Can I make a message out of it? Can I make a speech out of it? You know, can I make it a funny speech out of it? Can I make a inspirational speech out of it? Can I make a thought-provoking speech out of it? Same speech, different perspective. Same speech, different messages. This is what we have to start doing. One story, many messages. One story, many perspectives. One story, many ways to look at it. And as we discover that, we start finding the message. We start finding your message. And that's where it comes. It's what I learned. Goals may give focus, but dreams give us power. And towards the end, this is what I would say, that we all have a great community called Toastmasters. What we need to do is that we need to find a group of friends who will challenge us, push us, and really help us to grow in that. You don't break up. Choosing the words of Usain Bolt, who said that I practiced for 4 years to run for 9 seconds, and people give up in 3 months. So I believe table topics is like that. You practice, like I practiced for 4 years to do the 2-minute speech. Right? All of you, whenever you make it your district champion, it's going to be months and months and years to practice and do the 2 minutes or 3 minutes or the 7-minute speech to win. Ask any world champion to do the 7-minute speech. They practice years and years, some more than 10 years, to make it to that 1-7 speech, which won the world championship. It's always about, but it's about daily. Because one of the things which I tell from John Maxwell, what I learned is that success is a daily agenda. If you want to become great at that one thing, impromptu speaking, table topics, or if they're trying other speeches as well, you got to do it daily. Your community, your friends, you got to practice daily. You got to practice daily. So towards the end, this is what I'm going to do because my time is up. This is what I will leave up to you, all of you to say that is that one day, this is what you have to tell that I am the success story. I am. In the beginning, you will borrow the success stories from other people to inspire other people. One day, people will look at your life and say, you inspired me to do this thing. And you got to become that success story. So, ladies and gentlemen, my time is up. Thank you so much for this time. I'm Sri, and I'll put my link in the chat box if you want to connect with me on social media as well. And thank you so much for everybody participating. All right. Okay, so I'll remove all the spotlights. I believe, Sakti, is the time for Q&A. Am I right? Yes, so it's a Q&A. Any questions?
Hi, I have one.
Sure.
So usually in the club TTM table topic sessions, they just give me 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So what I found was like when they give me 30 seconds, I'm kind of like I put all the like opening body and closing structure to it. When they asked me to start immediately, now it's been almost 6-8 months in Toastmasters, and they encourage me to go just like that with the topic rather taking 30 seconds. So that makes me kind of like stuck, and I'm started getting nervous. And I just say the short part of the story and wind it up even before 1 minute. So how to overcome that? So because you have said there are a lot of insights, but putting together into 2 minutes, I see a lot of practice is required. But if you can give me some tips.
Okay, very simple. Everybody on your table, do you have something, anything on your table? Like I have this Bluetooth speaker, my district gave it to. Anybody got something on your table?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
pick up something, anything. I've got a bottle or something, tumbler or something. Anything got? Everybody pick up? Yeah, show to the camera. Yeah, show it to the camera. All right. KP, what is in your hand?
It's a AirPod.
It's an AirPod. Keshwan, you're holding a? Arvind is holding a phone. Okay.
No,
All right.
I'm holding a notebook, sir.
A notebook.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And there is a book here. May I something. Okay. May I cause miracle, right? Okay. That is a book there. I think Siva is holding something. I don't know. It's like a tumbler or a piece of paper. Sakti was holding something small. So going back to your KP, you're holding an AirPod, right?
Yes.
Okay. With that AirPod, can you do a speech in 30 seconds and tell me that you can change the world? But you got to use it, the word AirPod.
Okay. So I'm not a big fan of Apple products. Why? Because I found it too expensive for AirPod usage. Like you wanted to hear song, you wanted to join the meeting. I think we have much cheaper options. But still, my sister was convincing me that you just go for an AirPod. It'll have a different experience. You will find it is worth a money. And I told her, why don't you buy me one? She bought me this AirPod. I can really see the difference between a normal normal headset and an AirPod. I could completely relate the two different experience. So the experience, this is a symbol of excellence, I would say. So the experience matters, and
now connect it with the audience. Excellence and experience, connect with the audience. What is your message to the audience?
The message is like good things take time, and it needs a lot of effort to make such a great product.
Right. And what can we become out from there? What can we become? What do you expect to message?
So take time, whatever you're pursuing, take time so that you can be a best person in that specific area.
You should take time. Become the best version of yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Not bad, Rod. You didn't think.
But I don't know how did it came.
Exactly. They're going to understand that at a club level or in other clubs when we go, experiment your speeches. Very often people try to win the speeches at club level. I'm like, no, club level is to test yourself. That is our testing ground. Group of friends, testing ground. Test ourselves at the club levels. Only at the contest, you start winning.
Okay.
Go for win. At that part, test. Can I just pick up anything and speak? So one of the good practice is what? As you walk around every day, look at something and say, can I make a speech out of this? Anything, pick up from your table. Okay, I have a bottle which has a water. It has a warm water. What does thermos do? Keep warm water warm, cold water cold. Make a speech out of that.
Okay.
Right? I have a Bluetooth. Make a speech out of that. I have a book, miracle. Let me tell you the miracle of my life. Make a speech out of that. And as we're doing on a regular basis, on a daily basis, club or no club, everywhere, become impromptu. Because impromptu, I believe, is not just for contest. It's way of life as well.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Because at our work, we have to do a lot of impromptu, a lot of Q&A, a lot of presentations, a lot of impromptu comes up. Become good at it everywhere you do. And as you become good at it, you become great when it comes to contest.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Contest is showcasing what you've learned. Put more effort in the practice every day practice.
Thank you. Thank
All
you. It
right?
was a magic, actually.
Okay. Now what you do, go back, tell yourself, same thing, same speech of airports. Can I do better?
Okay.
Can I do different message apart from what I just gave to the people, becoming a best version? Can I come up with 3 messages or 5 messages with the same airport?
Okay.
What will change? How my opening will change, how my body will change, how my closing message will change. Remember that part there.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good. I think we can take 1 or 2 more questions. Anybody else? My friend Mahathir is coming next time. Okay. Mas Math also from Malaysia. It's just that different districts. Okay. Yes, Sakthi. You're raising because of question, right? Not because of timer. Yes.
Yes, sir. So I have a question that what should I want to do if I can't understand the topic or if the topic was from the idiom or something else?
Okay. That is called facing the elephant in the room. When you don't understand the whole question, take some part of the question. A question comes up. Sometimes we get a topic. One of my favorite, toughest table topic question I give to people is the art of silence. Like, tough question, right? Like, art of silence? This is how one of my friends said that. I cannot be silent because I love to talk. I love to talk. I love to talk and talk and talk and talk. And let me tell you what talking can do. Totally went against. I cannot shut up. My friend said, shut up. I said, nope. And today I get paid to speak. So guess what? I don't get paid to be silent. I get paid to speak. So totally against. Take something. All right. I don't know if it is an art to be silent or not, but I know one thing, silence is not my choice. Or other part of it. I have learned that sometimes it's just good to be shut up and listen to people. It's the ability to not get angry, ability to not break. You just pick up the word silent, just say, pick up 1 or 2 words from there and just go for it. Remember, it's not about answering the question or the topic. It's about taking a part of the speech and sharing your perspective about that. Is that okay? All right. Okay. One of the good practices is every day read quotes and idioms and practice table topics. That's what we will do. Every day you reach a nice quote before you share. People will start sharing in WhatsApp group and all right. Instead of sharing in WhatsApp group, make a speech out of it to yourself. Talk to yourself. Do a speech to yourself. That is a good practice because one day you can use the quote in your speeches. Okay. Yes, Siva.
Yes, anyway. My question is, what you mentioned was correct. I always focus on content. I never give importance to the personal experience or giving some stories because I would say that half of the chat GPT cannot give us the personalized stories. I think that's why that's why we are oriented to content. But I get this confusion: how much of content, how much of personalized stories, and because I feel that whenever I give a speech, people are inundated with the content instead of the experience.
So, you know the question, you know the answer. So how can I help you?
How much of content and how much of personalized experience? That is my whether which is to be given more importance.
In 2-minute speech, okay, 2-minute speech, if the content is getting repeated again and again, which I believe other contestants will do, other speakers would have done it, guess which stands up, which stands different? Not the content, your perspective about the content, the way you looked at the same content, story, and how you looked at the story, and make a point. If you remember, any of the winning speeches were, there was story, small point, story, point, story, point, connect one point. It's always there. Look at Dhanajaya's speech, look at Katani's speech, power of words, story, illustration, point, words. All we remember is the message and the stories. So there is no fixed method. Like I said, test it out. But I know one thing, everything if Google and ChatGPT can give me, my mind is not keen or excited to learn. But everything what they cannot give, that's where people open their eyes and say, tell me. So tell them what they cannot find anywhere else. That's the trick. Okay? All right. And over the time, you will learn to present it better. All right. Thanks. Final question from Keshavan, because it's red.
Hi, sir. Hi. It was a lovely session, sir. The lines of past, present, and future. The art of being present, I wanted to understand from you on a very situational base, and which, since you mentioned about situation, emotion, and other things, I want to understand. So, I have three types of life, sir. One is my work life, another is my Toastmasters public speaking and motivational, and another is a Rotary volunteering life. So, like switching on and off, and situations, managing it. How did the balance happen actually, sir? So when you are when something is given as a, whether it's a prepared speech or a topic table topic session speech. So, what is one thing? Any tips or any trick we can use it for switch on and switch off mode, the art of being at the present scenario and present situation. So, not thinking about the past or the future alone. So, how do you balance that being at the present always? So, that's one doubt.
Okay. One of the things which I feel at the moment, which we all have to learn, is to reduce or minimize our distractions. We have tons of distractions around us, right? And that kind of affects our focus. So there is a saying called feed on your focus and diet on your distractions, or starve your distractions. Okay. Now, when you have different aspects of your life, you have different communities. So every community, when you're there, you are the best version there, and you are fully focused there. That is part of it. All right. And guess what? Everywhere we learn things, pick up things, which applies in other. There is a book by Soren Kaplan called XQ, Experiential Intelligence. It talks about how our experience of a life can change a lot of things. Don't let it go. So your work experience, something you learn from it, can be used in your family life. What you learn in your family life can be used when you deal with Toastmasters. What you deal with Toastmasters can be used in your work, and vice versa, right? Situations are different, fundamentals remain same. The basics are still the same. So focus on that part there. And when you're doing the speeches, bring stories from every aspect of your life. Why? People want to see mixed colors. They want to see as a profession what you picked up. They want to see a mix of profession and how you deal with your kids, or deal with your family, or deal with your parents, how it connects with or relates with Toastmasters. Because your audience have a life, have a profession, have a family, have different hobbies. So that's to make a message more relatable to the audience. When you bring from messages from different aspects of your life, it becomes more relatable. Because remember, the whole purpose of Toastmasters is not to become good in Toastmasters. It's to become good in Toastmasters and become better outside Toastmasters, right? That's where the real world is. Toastmaster is our training ground. We have to really practice here, but bring it out there. And what we get there, bring it in here. So cross, right? And be, like you said, be the best version of yourself, whatever you do. So feed on your focus and starve your distractions.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen, I think time is up for the questions as well. Thank you so much. And back to you, Sakthi.
Thank you so much for this wonderful session, sir. So, I would like to add a quote in this time. A training is not an expense, but an investment as human capital. So, like you have even trained us rather than giving the educational session, you have trained us, and then so we have learned more and more like strategies to use in the TT sessions like Oreo and then matter and manner. So, like these are all the things that make us remember, and it is very catchy. So these things with us, I hope so. So we'll go into the contest, and then with your blessings and God's blessings, so I definitely will win, sir. So I'm very very happy for attending this session even. So because we have not only me, everybody have learned, and everybody have got some insights from you all. Yes, thank you so much for that, sir.
Thank you. Pleasure being here.